There comes a moment in every life when hustle alone is not enough. You can wake up early, grind longer, push harder, but still feel like you're chasing rather than conquering. That's because hustle is the foundation, but transformation is the destination. You weren't created just to survive the grind, you were built to rise, to roar, to step into a version of yourself so unstoppable that nothing can break you. From hustle to monster, that's the journey. A monster doesn't just chase opportunities, a monster creates them. A monster doesn't back down in fear, a monster rises stronger after every fall. The difference between who you are now and who you were destined to be lies in the decision to no longer settle for just enough. It lies in the choice to dominate your doubts, crush your excuses, and unleash a power within that cannot be silenced. This is not about becoming aggressive or ruthless. It's about becoming unshakable, undeniable, unbreakable. When you shift from the hustle mindset to the monster mentality, you don't just play the game, you change it. And here's the truth. Hustle will get you started, but it will never be enough to get you to where you were created to go. Hustle is the ground floor, vision is the skyscraper. Hustle is the weight room, belief is the strength. You can hustle every single day and still be living small if you don't carry the picture of something greater in your heart. The monster inside of you doesn't just survive the grind. It thrives because it knows why it's grinding. You see, discipline and hard work are like the roots of a tree. They anchor you, they feed you, they give you stability. But if all you ever focus on is grinding, you'll stay rooted in the dirt, never realizing that you were meant to rise tall, stretch wide, and bear fruit. Hustle teaches you the importance of showing up. It teaches you how to push past excuses, how to train your mind and body to endure. That is vital, but it's just the beginning. The true transformation begins when you connect that discipline to a vision that is bigger than your fears, bigger than your doubts, bigger than your current circumstances. Think about it, anybody can hustle for a day, a week, a season. But monsters are born when the hustle is fueled by belief. Belief that you're called to more, belief that your life has meaning, belief that your effort today is shaping a destiny tomorrow. Hustle says, I'll keep going as long as I can. Monster mentality says, I will keep going until I win, until I conquer, until I break through every barrier. That's not just effort, that's identity. The people who truly rise in life are not necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or even the ones with the most opportunities. They're the ones who hustle, yes, but who also see themselves through the eyes of vision. They see possibility where others see impossibility. They see themselves walking into rooms they've never been invited into. They see themselves building what others said couldn't be built. And because they see it, they fight for it. That vision creates resilience, it ignites persistence. And it fuels the kind of fire that no setback can extinguish. Your hustle is like the hammer and chisel, shaping your character, teaching you the rhythm of discipline. But vision turns the stone into a masterpiece. Vision turns the effort into destiny. That's the difference between a hustler and a monster. A hustler works hard to get ahead. A monster refuses to stop until the world feels their impact. And here's the thing, hustle without belief eventually runs dry. You burn out, you feel empty, you start to wonder, what's the point of all this grinding? But when you combine your hustle with an unshakable belief in who you are and what you were meant to accomplish, your hustle turns into fuel. You wake up with purpose, not just a to-do list. You walk into challenges with strength, not just stress. The obstacles that used to intimidate you now become proof of the strength that's growing inside of you. Maybe right now you're grinding every day, putting in the work, doing everything you can to push forward. And yet you feel like your results don't match your effort. Don't be discouraged. You're not wasting time, you're laying foundation. Hustle builds the muscles of discipline, but it's your belief and vision that will take you beyond what effort alone can accomplish. Don't underestimate what's being built in the dark, because it's preparing you to shine in the light. There will be seasons where your hustle feels unseen, where the long hours, the sacrifices, the blood and sweat seem like they're going unnoticed. But that's where monsters are formed. Not in the spotlight, not in the applause, but in the shadows of perseverance. That's where the monster inside of you is sharpening its claws, building its roar, preparing to step into the arena and change the game. Hustlers keep moving because they have to. Monsters keep moving because they refuse to accept anything less than the fullness of their destiny. When you shift from hustle to monster, something changes in your spirit. You stop seeing your challenges as punishment and start seeing them as preparation. You stop focusing on how tired you are and start focusing on how powerful you're becoming. You stop asking, "Why me?" and you start declaring, "Why not me?" That is the language of belief. That is the vision that transforms hustle into greatness. And don't let the world trick you into thinking that vision is only for dreamers, or that belief is only for the lucky ones. Vision belongs to anyone willing to see it. Belief belongs to anyone willing to claim it. Every time you wake up and choose to hustle again, you're proving that you already have the discipline. Now, add to it the vision of who you're becoming, and watch yourself rise from the grind to greatness. The monster mentality doesn't settle. It doesn't quit. It doesn't shrink back in fear. It doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't get stuck asking, "Do I deserve this?" It knows it was born for this. The monster doesn't just hustle for money, for status, for recognition. The monster hustles because there's a fire inside that cannot be put out. A fire that says, "I was made for more." So keep hustling. But don't stop there. Lift your eyes, see beyond where you are, and step into the identity of a monster. Because once you realize that hustle is only the beginning, and belief is the fuel, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can hold you back. And yet, even with vision and belief, you will face challenges. You will walk through valleys, storms, and setbacks. That's not a sign of failure. It's a sign you're on the path to greatness. The truth is, challenges are not there to destroy you. They are there to shape you. They are not walls blocking your progress. They are doors waiting for your strength to open them. Every champion you've ever admired has walked through seasons of struggle. They didn't rise because the road was smooth. They rose because they refused to let the roughness of the road stop them. Challenges are like weights in the gym. At first they feel heavy, they strain your muscles, they make you uncomfortable. But the more you lift them, the stronger you become. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without the challenge, there is no strength. And without the strength, there is no monster inside of you coming alive. What most people see as obstacles are actually opportunities disguised in difficulty. When you're faced with a challenge, you have two choices. You can shrink back and let it break you, or you can step forward and let it build you. Monsters are not born in comfort. They are forged in the fire of adversity. Every time you face a challenge, every time life knocks you down, you're being given a chance to prove how powerful you really are. It's easy to stay positive when everything is working in your favor. But true strength shows up when nothing seems to be going right and you decide to rise anyway. That's when the monster is revealed. That's when your character is tested. Challenges don't come to show you how weak you are, they come to reveal the strength you didn't even know you had. That's why you can't run from them. You can't avoid them. You have to face them head on, knowing they are not your enemy. They are your stepping stones. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times did something you thought was a setback actually turn out to be a setup? How many times did losing one opportunity prepare you for a bigger one? How many times did the pain you went through teach you lessons that made you unstoppable later? We don't always see it in the moment, but every challenge carries a hidden gift. Every disappointment carries the seed of a greater comeback. Every loss carries the blueprint for your next victory. When you adopt the monster mentality, you stop asking for an easy life. You stop praying for a road without bumps. Instead, you start asking for the strength to climb, the endurance to keep running, the wisdom to keep building. You understand that the storm doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to clear the path. It comes to wash away what was holding you back, so you can step into what's waiting for you. Monsters don't collapse when life gets hard. They roar louder. They dig deeper. They use the very stones thrown at them to build their empire. The hustle trains you, but the challenges refine you. The difficulties are like fire on gold. They burn away what's not necessary, leaving behind only what is pure, strong, and unshakable. And here's the thing. Challenges are not random. They are purposeful. They are tailored to your growth. The challenges you face are perfectly designed to prepare you for the vision you've been given. They're not there to hold you down. They're there to lift you up, to stretch your capacity, to sharpen your resilience. What you're going through right now isn't a punishment. It's preparation. It's evidence that something bigger is coming. There will be people who misunderstand you. There will be moments when you're criticized, when your intentions are questioned, when the world tells you to give up. But every monster knows that critics are just confirmation that you're moving. Nobody criticizes those who sit still. Nobody throws stones at what's not moving forward. The opposition you face is proof of the potential you carry. And when you walk through challenges with the right mindset, you start to realize that what once felt like an ending is actually a beginning. That job you didn't get, it wasn't rejection, it was redirection. That relationship that fell apart, it wasn't loss. It was space being made for someone better aligned with your purpose. That failure that embarrassed you, it wasn't defeat. It was a classroom teaching you lessons that no book ever could. Challenges are not curses. They are blessings in disguise. They are stepping stones taking you from where you are to where you're meant to be. And monsters don't tiptoe across stepping stones. They leap from one to the next, knowing that every stone, no matter how rough, is part of their journey to greatness. So the next time life throws something at you that feels too heavy, too hard, too painful, don't shrink back. Stand tall. Look at it and declare, "This is not here to stop me. It's here to grow me." Because the monster inside you was never meant to live in comfort. It was meant to rise and challenge. It was meant to roar in adversity. It was meant to walk across stepping stones that others are afraid to even touch. Every challenge you conquer makes you stronger. Every trial you endure makes you wiser. Every storm you survive makes your roar louder. That's how you transform from hustler to monster, not by avoiding challenges, but by mastering them, by using them, by letting them elevate you higher than you ever imagined. And when those challenges come, the only way you truly rise is when your hustle is combined with consistency, resilience, and faith. Because hustle by itself is like fire without fuel. It burns hot, but it burns out. What sustains you over the long haul is the daily commitment to keep showing up, the resilience to bounce back when you fall, and the faith to believe even when the evidence doesn't match the promise. Consistency is where the real transformation happens. Anybody can hustle for a moment, but monsters are not built in moments. They're built in habits. It's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do day after day, even when no one is watching, even when there's no applause. Success doesn't come in one giant leap. It comes in 1,000 small steps taken with discipline. And when those steps are fueled by vision, they begin to build momentum. That momentum is what carries you through seasons when motivation fades. Because let's be honest, motivation is fleeting. You won't always feel like grinding. You won't always feel like pushing. But when you are consistent, you create results that feelings can't dictate. Resilience is the next piece. Because no matter how disciplined you are, life will throw punches. You will get knocked down. You will face rejection, failure, and disappointment. Resilience is what allows you to rise again. It's the bounce back factor, the decision that says, I may bend, but I will not break. Resilience takes your challenges and turns them into fuel. It refuses to let a setback define your story. It refuses to let the pain silence your roar. Resilience says, this is just a chapter, not the conclusion. And when you walk in resilience, every time you rise stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable than before. But consistency and resilience alone are still not enough. What truly transforms hustle into monster power is faith. Faith is the engine that drives you when logic says stop. Faith is believing in the unseen, trusting the process even when you don't yet see the promise. Faith keeps your heart anchored when the storm is raging. Faith whispers, keep going. Your breakthrough is coming. Faith reminds you that what you carry inside is greater than what you're facing outside. The combination of hustle, consistency, resilience, and faith is unstoppable. Hustle gets you moving. Consistency keeps you moving. Resilience gets you back up when you fall. Faith ensures that you never lose sight of where you're going. That's the formula that turns ordinary men and women into monsters of greatness. That's the formula that takes someone from simply surviving the grind to dominating their destiny. And here's the truth. Most people quit not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they lacked one of these ingredients. They hustled, but they weren't consistent. They were consistent, but they lacked resilience. They had resilience, but they lost faith. When all four come together, nothing, no setback, no storm, no critic, no failure, can stop you from rising into the fullness of who you were meant to be. So keep hustling. But let your hustle be steady, not seasonal. Let your effort be rooted in discipline, not moods. When you fall, rise quickly. When you're discouraged, remind yourself of the promise. And above all, keep your faith alive. Because when hustle meets consistency, resilience, and faith, you don't just build success, you build legacy. You don't just make progress, you become unstoppable. That is the essence of the monster mentality. And here's the most important truth you need to know. You already carry that capacity within you. Every single person has the ability to rise beyond their limits and dominate their purpose. You may not feel like it right now. You may look at yourself and see nothing but flaws, failures, and missed opportunities. But the monster mentality is not reserved for the elite, the wealthy, or the lucky few. It's inside the single parent raising their children against the odds. It's inside the student grinding through late nights, dreaming of a better future. It's inside the worker, showing up every day, even when the world overlooks them. You already have what it takes. You just need to awaken it. Limits are not walls, they are illusions. Most of the time, the limits that hold us back are not outside of us, but inside our own minds. We say, I can't. We whisper, it's too late. We convince ourselves, I'm not enough. But the truth is, you are more than enough. You were born with potential that fear tries to bury. You were born with strength that doubt tries to silence. The monster inside of you is waiting for you to stop agreeing with your limitations and start declaring your purpose. When you rise beyond limits, you begin to see that purpose isn't about what you achieve, it's about who you become. Purpose is not measured by titles or applause, it's measured by impact. It's the difference you make, the lives you touch, the legacy you leave behind. And here's the thing, purpose isn't something only a few people are given. Every person has a unique calling, a unique assignment, a unique role in this world. And when you align your hustle, your resilience, your faith with that calling, you step into a power that cannot be contained. Domination of purpose doesn't mean crushing others. It means living so fully in your own assignment that nothing can pull you off course. It means refusing to let fear dictate your choices. It means refusing to let the opinions of others silence your voice. It means showing up boldly, unapologetically, with the conviction that your life matters. When you dominate your purpose, you don't compete, you create. You don't chase validation, you carry vision. You don't wait for opportunities, you build them. And maybe you're sitting there wondering, but how do I find my purpose? How do I step into it? It starts with listening to that whisper inside of you that refuses to be quiet. It's that thing that excites you, that keeps you awake at night, that won't let you settle for mediocrity. Purpose isn't hidden, it's already woven into who you are. The monster mentality isn't about becoming something you're not. It's about awakening what you've always been. So stop underestimating yourself. Stop playing small. Stop telling yourself the lie that greatness is for someone else. You are capable of more than you realize. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you feel. The very fact that you're still here, still breathing, still hustling, is proof that your story isn't over. There are chapters yet to be written, victories yet to be won, mountains yet to be climbed. The world doesn't need another copy, it needs you. Your purpose, your vision, your roar. Don't rob the world of your greatness by settling for average. Don't rob yourself by letting fear win. Rise beyond those limits. Step boldly into your purpose. Dominate it with everything inside you. Because when you do, you don't just change your own life, you inspire others to rise, too. You light a fire that spreads. You become proof that transformation is possible. That is the monster mentality. It's not about being ruthless. It's about being relentless. It's not about taking from others. It's about giving the world the best of who you are. And when you live like that, no limit can hold you, no fear can stop you, no doubt can silence you. You rise, you roar, you dominate.